Hello everybody, I am here today because I wanted to do a little tutorial to let you know about one of my very favorite hair tools. All of you fine-haired, thin-haired ladies, listen up. But even if you don't have fine, thin hair, if you just like volume, this little mini tutorial is for you. So I invested in this tool after watching a hairstylist that I follow on YouTube recommend it. And I knew it was going to be a winner, and I was right. I ordered it. It was worth every penny. It's called the Voloom, appropriately named because it gives a massive volume. What's cool about it is it's kind of like a crimper iron, but as you can see, it has a waffle-like texture to it. It's not like the little straight crimpy crimpers of our 80s lives. It's the new thing in crimping. So the idea with this is that you're going to use it at the root and the areas of your root that don't show around your face, and preferably not at your part too, although I'll show you a little trick at the end to get some volume. So I'm just going to go right into using this so I can show you guys what this does. So my hair was just been washed today and blown dry with a brush, just smooth. I have naturally straight hair anyway, so that wasn't a big feat for me or anything. And so I'm going to be using a styling product today that I absolutely also love and can't live without. This is my go-to hairspray. It is Sebastian Shaper Zero Gravity. This stuff's great. It's not too sticky. It's not too soft. It's got a decent hold. It comes out in an aerosol, not a spritz. It dries pretty quickly. Although, that being said, side note, any spray you use, ladies, when you are spraying your hair before using an iron, any kind of heat, do not use the iron over the hair until it's totally dry. So I like to sort of spray throughout my hair, let it dry, and then sometimes I go back in and spot spray it to get extra hold. You can do this without using spray, but I find that I get a few days out of it when I use spray. Otherwise, the crimping tends to relax a little bit. Also, I'm using my iron at 320, but you can adjust it to your hair type. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start underneath. Now with my new haircut here, I like it to be sleeker down here, and I like the volume to be up and through here. So I'm not going to start at the very bottom because I want this hair to stay sleek and straight. So I'm just going to pull up my hair into a little messy knot on top of my head, just to get it out of the way. Okay, I'm going to take my favorite Sebastian Zero Gravity Shaper hairspray. I'm just going to spray at the root. I'm going to do it all over because that way it'll give it a chance to dry before I take the iron to it. So then you're going to take your iron and you are going to only do the parts of the hair that you cannot see from the front of your hairline or at your part. So we're going to leave about an inch out at the front hairline and leave about an inch or so out underneath that. So you get that sleek, straight feeling at the bottom. You're going to hold the hair up and over direct it. You can do it like this, but you're going to get volume down here, but you're not going to get the lift. If you want the lift, you got to hold it straight up. So after your hairspray has dried, I cramp it, hold it for just a few seconds, and then I like to move down just one notch. As you can see, it's got like a funky, crimpy texture. See, when I do that, it spreads out. When I calm it down though, it just gives a nice curve at my scalp, lifting the hair off my head. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Leave an inch around the hairline, whatever out underneath that you want to remain sleek. You can do it all if you want it all to be full. It'll look good that way too. Very good. Then we'll just let down some more hair. You can do this all through the back too. The back of my haircut under the occipital bone, I just like that just to stay straight with little to no volume. because that accentuates the curve of the style that I want, that I'm putting in. You'll see. This is the most time-consuming part, is getting those little sections all ready to go. There we go. We're going to take our spray just at the root. And then go back in with your iron once it's dried. I keep wanting to say cool, but you know, you don't want it to be wet or damp. Leave that hair around the hairline. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And now the other side. Pay attention to your cowlicks. You know, sometimes your hair pushes back there, but it actually, when you style it, you want it to live down here. So make sure that you grab the hair that needs to be addressed and move the other out of the way. And then don't forget about over directing up. Get nice and close to the scalp. You'll feel a little bit of heat by your scalp when you go nice and close, but I haven't ever burned myself or anything with it, so that's good. And then I'm going to go up another section here. This time I'm just going to move that out of the way. Spray that hair. So these volooms come in different sizes. I think this is the travel size, or maybe it's called the petite, I'm not sure. But I don't really think it matters what size you get because it just works really well. And this one's a smaller one. So. Over direct. If you are hearing sizzle, that's not good. You don't want that, especially if you've got any kind of bleached or highlights, or if you've got fragile hair. If you're hearing a sizzle, you're not waiting long enough for that spray to completely dry, and it will get you in a world of hurt if you're not careful. Your hairdresser, your stylist will not be happy with you. Okay, I'm getting up. I have a side part, so I'm getting up close to the part, but I like that volume to come up a little bit higher. Letting it dry. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. You can kind of see what's happening. I'm getting this lift in through here, and then as I come down here, it's staying sleek, which is exactly what I want. We're going to let this be for now. I'll show you a little trick at the end. We'll get this side. I'm not doing the very back today just for time purposes because I don't want to keep you here all evening. But obviously you'd want to do as much in the back crown as you'd like to get the desired amount of volume from your voloom. Over direct up. Move down a little bit. Now, because my part is on the side, I don't want to go a lot higher than that, or I'm going to have obvious crimp sections. So that might even be just a little too high there, but we can make it work. Okay, so the little trick I learned about this is, although you're not supposed to do this area here because you don't want to see the crimps, what I found is that you can take sort of big sections through the top, however you part your hair. And if you just hold it straight up and quickly just crimp once at the very base, boom. Grab the next section, smooth it out, Hold it straight up. Boom. One little squeeze won't make a very firm indentation pattern. I don't do this part because it just never has worked out for me. But it will give you just a little bit of extra lift just right there at the part, which I like. Some people don't. I've got some of my younger clients that they don't want to see any, well, they call it poof up here. They're always doing this. But you know, I'm 52 and I was a teenager of the 80s, and so I'm good with it. So this is what it looks like. So what I'll probably do is go in with my flat iron and just make it a little bit sleeker on the ends, because my hair is already straight, but just to collapse some of the volume down here. But you can see it gives just a really nice amount of volume and almost like a tawdriness. Now, if you like a little extra volume, you can go in at the end with a texture powder. This one is from Big Sexy Hair. It's called Powder Play, but almost every good hair company makes a version of this powder, and I've tried a lot of them, and they're all pretty much along the same wavelength. You'll have one that you might like a little better than another, but the idea is that the powder just gets sprinkled at the root, and then you just use your fingers to sort of massage it into the root. It'll feel cold and a little wet, but it's not wet. It's a powder. And then when you go back in, it's like all this grit at your root, which sounds gross, but it's not. It's awesome. It's a good grit. It's the kind of grit you get like from spending the day at the ocean, when the sea salt air has sort of made your hair feel tawdry and full. And there you go. So that was my little quick tutorial today. I hope that some of you check out the voloom iron, just because it's made my life so much easier trying to get the volume. I don't have to tease so much, I don't have to spray so much. And if it could be useful tip for you, I think you'll be really happy that I shared it with you. So check it out on Amazon and tell me what you think.